Okay, let's do some problems involving grouping symbols. And what you really want to do, if you could, you'd like to get rid of those grouping symbols first. Now, because I have an x and a 2 and those aren't like terms, I can't really get rid of them in the sense that I can combine them, but I could distribute the 3 and that would work. And actually notice that because there's a negative with this 3, I'm actually going to multiply everything by negative 3. So I have 2x. And then negative 3 times x gives me negative 3x. And negative 3 times 2 gives me negative 6. And that equals negative 5. And then I'm going to combine the 2x minus 3x. Well, that's going to be a negative 1x. Minus 6 equals negative 5. And then what I'm going to do next is I've got subtract 6. What's the opposite of subtract 6? You need to add 6 to get that 6 out of there. And you have a negative 1x by itself. And negative 5 plus 6, you get 1. And then divide both sides by negative 1. And I get x equals negative 1. And let's go ahead and check our work. So if I want to check this, I'm going to write 2 times negative 1 minus 3 times, and then I put negative 1 plus 2 equals negative 5. And the negative 1 and the 2, I can actually combine them now because they're both just numbers. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. And 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 equals negative 5. Okay, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. So I have negative 2 minus 3 equals negative 5. And if you need to rewrite this as addition of opposites, you can. So instead of subtracting 3, I could add a negative 3. Or at this point, you can use your calculator. And most of you, I'll bet, can do it in your head because you're probably really good at it by now. So negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. And I think that's true because I get negative 5 equals 5. So I hope you enjoyed that because I thought it was pretty cool. So you should too, right? Yeah, I think. Okay, let's do another one involving grouping symbols. Again, I'm going to distribute the number in front here to try and get rid of that first. So I have 3 and then minus 2 times 3, I get 6x. And then I got a negative 2 times a negative 4, is going to be a positive 8 equals 11. Be very careful. Bring this negative along with the 2. Negative 2 times 3x gave me negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 4 gave me positive 8. So bring the negative along. And then the 3 and the 8, I can combine those and leave the negative 6 by itself for right now. But 3 and 8 together give me 11. And then here I have 11. And I will subtract 11 from both sides because it's a positive 11. So I will subtract 11 and get negative 6x equals, well, 11 minus 11 is 0. And a lot of people are like, uh-oh, I must have made a mistake. Why? You got 0. That's okay. You can have 0 if you want. So divide by negative 6, and those cancel. And 0 divided by anything except 0 gives me 0. So I hope you found that helpful. And let's do another one now. Okay, and let me kind of outline the steps for you as we do these problems. First step is you're going to want to clear fractions or decimals, which we'll talk about later. Second step is use the distributive property if you need to. Third step, combine like terms if you need to. Fourth step, you'll undo addition and subtraction. And then the fifth step, multiplication and division. So as I look at this problem here, I don't have any fractions or decimals, but I do see that I need to use the distributive property, so I will do that. So I have 2z, and then negative 5 times z is negative 5z, and then negative 5 times negative 8 is positive 40. Bring this negative along with you. I can't say that enough. Okay, and then 2z minus 5z, well, 2 minus 5 is negative 3, so I get negative 3z plus 40 equals 31. Now I have a positive 40, so I'm going to subtract 40. And I get negative 3z equals 31 minus 40. I think that's going to be what? Negative 9? And then divide both sides by negative 3. And I get z equals 3. And I did leave out the most important step, step 6, which is to check your work. So I will let you do that. You're going to take this 3 and plug it in here and here. And I'd combine these inside the exponent first and use order of operations and see if you get 31 on both sides. I'll bet you will. So I will talk to you real soon.